Welcome to Unbox the Bible. Today we have 30 Bible quiz questions in 3 rounds that get progressively more difficult. There'll also be a question at the end for personal reflection. Are you ready? Let's go. Here are 10 easy questions for you. Question 1. Who was the first son of Adam and Eve? Was that Abel, Cain, or Seth? The answer was Cain. Question 2. Who sold Joseph into slavery? Was that the Ishmaelites, the Midianites, or was it his brothers? The answer was his brothers. Question 3. What animal did Aaron's staff transform into before Pharaoh? Was that a locust, a snake, or a frog? That was a snake. Question 4. What did God give Moses on Mount Sinai? Was that the 10 Commandments, the golden calf, or the Ark of the Covenant? The answer was the 10 Commandments. Question 5. Who was the youngest son of Jesse chosen to be king of Israel? Was that Saul, Solomon, or David? That was David. Question 6. Who was the giant Philistine warrior that David defeated? Was that Og, Goliath, or Sihon? That was Goliath. Question 7. Which birds brought food to Elijah in the wilderness? Was that ravens, doves, or sparrows? That was ravens. Question 8. Who was the prophet who had a vision of dry bones? Was that Isaiah, Ezekiel, or Daniel? That was Ezekiel. Question 9. What was the name of the village where Jesus turned water into wine? Was that in Cana, Bethany, or Capernaum? That happened in Cana. Question 10. What was the name of the disciple who doubted Christ's resurrection until he saw the nail marks? Was that Thomas, Thaddeus, or Bartholomew? That was Thomas. Here are 10 slightly more challenging questions. Question 11. Who was the son of Terah and the father of Isaac? Was that Lot, Ishmael, or Abraham? That was Abraham. Question 12. When Abraham's faith was tested, which animal was provided as the sacrifice? Was that a lamb, a ram, or a goat? That was a ram. Question 13. What was Jacob's name changed to? Was that Israel, Joseph, or Judah? His name was changed to Israel. Question 14. Samson tied torches to the tails of which creatures, destroying the Philistines' fields? Was that wolves, jackals, or foxes? That was foxes. Question 15. Which Moabite woman became the great-grandmother of King David? Was that Rahab, Ruth, or Bathsheba? That was Ruth. Question 16. Which king of Israel, known for his wisdom, built the first temple? Was that David, Rehoboam, or Solomon? That was Solomon. Question 17. Which queen saved her people from Haman's plot? Was that Esther, Ruth, or Vashti? That was Esther. Question 18. Which disciple did Jesus call the rock on which he would build his church? Was that James, John, or Peter? That was Peter. Question 19. What was the name of the Pharisee who persecuted the early church before his conversion on the road to Damascus? Was that Silas, Saul, or Barnabas? That was Saul. Question 20. From which book is this verse? Rejoice in the Lord always. Again I will say, rejoice. Can that be found in Colossians, 1 Thessalonians, or Philippians? The answer is Philippians. Are you ready for 10 difficult questions? Question 21. What material was Noah instructed to make the ark out of? Was that gopher wood, acacia wood, or cedar wood? The answer is gopher wood. Question 22. What material was used to make the serpent that Moses lifted up in the wilderness? Was it made from gold, silver, or bronze? It was made from bronze. Question 23. How many years did it take Solomon to build the temple in Jerusalem? Did it take 7 years, 10 years, or 13 years? It took 7 years. Question 24. Which king of Persia allowed the Israelites to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple? Was that Darius, Cyrus, or Artaxerxes? That was Cyrus. Question 25. Who recognized Jesus as the Messiah when he was presented at the temple as a baby? Was that Anna, Elizabeth, or Simeon? That was Simeon. Question 26. Which disciple was known as Didymus, meaning the twin? Was that James, Thomas, or Philip? That was Thomas. Question 27. On what road did Jesus appear to 2 disciples after his resurrection? Was that the road to Emmaus, the road to Damascus, or the road to Jericho? That was the road to Emmaus. Question 28. What was the name of the disciple who was martyred by King Herod Agrippa I? Was that John, Peter, or James? That was James. Question 29. What was the name of the runaway slave who became a believer and was sent back to his master? Was that Philemon, Onesimus, or Epaphras? That was Onesimus. Question 30. On which island was the Apostle John exiled when he wrote the book of Revelation? Was that on Patmos, Cyprus, or Crete? He was on Patmos. While you're adding up your score, let's read a verse from Philippians chapter 4. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say, rejoice. Here's a bonus question for you to think about. What do you think is the difference between happiness and the joy that Paul is writing about in the book of Philippians? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. How did you get on? If you have any comments on any of today's topics, please leave them below. And there are more Bible quizzes for you to try here. Thank you for watching, and grace and peace to you all.